You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, guys, 2022 actually saw biological men come over into women's female sports and dominate the competition. We have done so many videos on this. Leah Thomas actually winning an NCAA title, actually born Will Thomas, who is a biological male. And guys, if you actually look at a picture of Leah/Will Thomas standing next to the female competition, it is daunting. You can clearly see that is a biological male. You can clearly see it. There's no question about it whatsoever. Now, Leah/Will Thomas had only quote unquote transitioned, I believe, a little bit over 1 to 2 years, and that was pretty much it. Pretty much an average male swimmer, nothing special, but going over and competed against women, dominated the competition. And I said it, guys, in videos that the women will need to start fighting back. Now, we know that Riley Gaines actually had to compete against transgenders and does not like it. Well, guys, today could actually be a turning point because, guys, the women are now fighting back and they're threatening the NCAA with legal actions unless they actually ban transgenders from their sport. Here we go, guys, over here on Outkick. College athletes threaten legal action against NCAA unless transgender policy is repealed. Keep women's sports female. Here we go. Let's read it, guys. Female college athletes warned the NCAA on Thursday to keep biological men out of their sport or else. Marcy Smith, former University of Arizona swimming champion, read a letter during a Thursday presser outside the NCAA annual convention, urging the organization to, quote, take direct and immediate action to establish rules to keep women's collegiate sports female. Among the list of demands Smith read was requiring schools to provide female-only locker rooms, repealing policies that allow male athletes to take roster spots on women's teams and or compete in women's events, and establishing rules to keep women's sports female. In other words, guys, they don't even want transgenders on the team because they know this is definitely unfair, but the NCAA bent the knee down to the woke mob and female sports is getting destroyed. It's just that simple. If the NCAA fails to comply, Smith continued, they better lawyer up. Quote, if you do not protect female athletes from discrimination on the basis of sex, we will embark on legal action to compel you to do so, Smith said, reading a letter from attorneys from the Jackson Bone law firm. Quote, we're here and we're not going to stop speaking and advocating until we know women's sports have rules in place that defend integrity and fairness for female athletes, said Smith, who is also the co-founder of the Independent Council of Women's Sports. And here is a clip here, guys, of these female athletes and actually going up to the NCAA officials here. That's actually Riley Gaines right there. I'm going to play some of this so you guys can actually see because they're delivering this stuff directly to the NCAA. And this was actually from yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. A compelling moment in USA sports. Athletes, they list the names there, and others, led by Riley Gaines, present NCAA officials with petition and letter warning of legal action. The NCAA is not above the law. Check this out, guys.
Demanding rights and protections and fairness for female athletes.
For swimming this past year, we've created a petition.
It may be a little bit hard to hear, but she's saying we are presenting you with the petition right there, basically to protect women's sports. You can see all of them holding the signs.
You guys, as you received Kentucky's nominee for Women of the Year, I thought this was a crucial
Yeah, there you have it, guys. So the women are fighting back legally now, and it needs to come to this point. It says here, Thursday's rally comes on the heels of a contentious year between the NCAA and female student athletes, most notably the Leah Thomas situation. Thomas, a former University of Pennsylvania swimmer, became the first male-born athlete last year to win an NCAA women's title after transitioning to female following 3 years on the men's team. Among those in attendance was the former University of Kentucky swimming champion Riley Gaines, who finished fifth to Thomas in the 200-yard freestyle at the 2022 NCAA Women's Championships. Look at this, guys. That is clearly a biological male right there. Look at the neck. It's just that simple, guys. Quote, "This isn't about me," Gaines said Thursday. "I'm speaking for those people who can't handle being called transphobic or can't handle being called hateful or a bigot, or all of those things which aren't true, because in reality, you're asking for the bare minimum and standing up for yourself. The NCAA last year dropped this testosterone requirement for male-born athletes, instead opting to defer any decisions to the national governing bodies for individual sports, which perseveres opportunity for transgender student athletes while balancing fairness, inclusion, and safety for all who compete." So there you have it, guys. The real fight has just begun. It's going to be interesting to see what the NCAA is actually going to do. And I would say this, I guess, if there is a lawsuit, if the NCAA doesn't change its rules, and I'm figuring that the NCAA probably won't change its rules, that this could actually probably go all the way to the Supreme Court. And thankfully, the Supreme Court is definitely a conservative-leaning Supreme Court. And if it gets there, I expect the liberal judges to not actually side with the female athletes because they really don't care. Now, if it does get to a lawsuit also and it goes to some left-wing judge, I would not be surprised if the left-wing judge rules against the female student athletes because, like I said before, the leftists don't care about them. They care about agenda more than protecting women's sports. They will try to spin the narrative, guys, but we will have to see what happens. But it's nice to see that the NCAA has now been threatened with legal action by these student athletes. We will definitely keep you guys up to date on what's going to be happening. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.